Why do some people attract money effortlessly while others struggle despite doing everything right? The answer isn't about what you're doing, it's about who you are being. Your current identity might be the invisible barrier keeping wealth at arm's length, even when you're following all the traditional advice. Most people are trying to build wealth from the outside in, but real wealth accumulation happens from the inside out. Have you ever wondered why your brain seems to fight against your financial goals, even when you're doing everything the experts tell you to do? Your conscious mind wants wealth, but something deeper keeps pulling you back to familiar financial patterns. This isn't about willpower or discipline, it's about identity homeostasis, and it's the reason most people stay trapped in their current economic reality, regardless of their knowledge or effort. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 34-year-old marketing manager who discovered this trap the hard way. For 5 years, Sarah followed every piece of traditional financial advice with religious dedication. She automated her savings, maxed out her retirement contributions, tracked every expense in detailed spreadsheets, and read investment books during her lunch breaks. Her financial discipline was impressive by any standard, yet after all that effort, her net worth had barely moved, and she remained stuck at the same income level year after year. Sarah's story reveals something most financial gurus never address. Despite her perfect budgeting and smart investing, she kept making the same fundamental decisions that maintained her status quo. When her company offered a challenging project with significant visibility, she declined because it felt too risky. When a headhunter approached her about a higher paying position at a startup, she dismissed it as unstable. When her side business started gaining traction, she scaled back because it felt overwhelming. Every time an opportunity appeared that could elevate her financial situation, she found logical reasons to avoid it. What Sarah didn't realize was that her brain was running a sophisticated program called identity homeostasis. This unconscious mechanism works tirelessly to maintain your current sense of self, even when that self is financially limited. Your brain doesn't distinguish between good change and bad change, it simply resists any deviation from your established identity patterns. For Sarah, her identity as a careful saver actually prevented her from taking the calculated risks that wealthy people embrace naturally. Sarah's self-payment as someone who plays it safe had become a prison. Her subconscious mind rejected higher-paying opportunities because they didn't align with her internal blueprint of who she was supposed to be. Every time she encountered a chance to earn more, her mind would generate doubts, fears, and rational-sounding objections. She told herself she was being responsible, but she was actually being held hostage by her own identity. This identity homeostasis creates an invisible ceiling on your earning potential. You unconsciously avoid situations that would challenge your current financial identity because they trigger internal alarms. Your brain interprets financial growth as a threat to your established self-concept. It will generate anxiety, imposter syndrome, and elaborate justifications to keep you within your comfort zone. The very behaviors that make you feel responsible and secure are the same ones that prevent you from accessing higher levels of wealth. Sarah's breakthrough came when she realized something shocking. Her identity as a struggling but responsible person was more comfortable than becoming truly wealthy. Being broke but virtuous felt safer than being rich and potentially losing her moral high ground. Her financial struggles had become part of her story, part of how she saw herself in the world. Wealth felt foreign, almost like betraying who she was supposed to be. The moment Sarah recognized this pattern, everything changed. She stopped trying to manage money and started managing her identity. She began to see that her careful, risk-averse approach wasn't protecting her from financial disaster. It was protecting her from financial success. Her brain had been programmed to maintain her current economic status, and it was doing its job perfectly. Every financial decision she made was designed to keep her exactly where she was. Sarah's transformation began when she understood that her comfortable identity as someone who struggled with money was actually the enemy of wealth. Her responsible financial behaviors were symptoms of a deeper identity that didn't believe she deserved or could handle true prosperity. She had been optimizing for survival when she needed to be optimizing for growth. The real work wasn't about finding better investment strategies or cutting more expenses. It was about strategically disappearing from the person who was comfortable being financially limited. This identity trap operates through powerful neurological mechanisms that make it incredibly persistent and difficult to overcome without the right approach. What if I told you that your brain is literally wired to keep you at your current financial level and it's fighting your wealth building efforts every single day? This isn't some metaphorical concept or motivational speaking. Your neural pathways have been carved deep through years of financial behaviors, creating automatic responses that maintain your current economic identity. Your brain operates like a sophisticated thermostat, constantly monitoring your financial temperature and making micro adjustments to keep you exactly where you've always been. Consider the neurological reality behind lottery winners who lose their fortunes within years. These people suddenly acquire massive wealth, but their brain's internal financial thermostat hasn't changed. Their neural pathways are still wired for their previous economic reality. Every decision they make unconsciously works to return them to their familiar financial comfort zone. They don't consciously decide to waste money. Their brains simply cannot maintain an identity that feels foreign and uncomfortable. The same mechanism operates in reverse when people unconsciously reject opportunities that would elevate their financial status. Your reticular activating system acts like a filter, determining what information reaches your conscious awareness. This system has been programmed by years of financial experiences to notice only opportunities that match your internal financial blueprint. If you see yourself as someone who earns a certain amount, your brain will filter out higher paying opportunities while highlighting problems and obstacles. You literally cannot see wealth building possibilities that exist outside your current identity framework. Your brain shows you a version of reality that confirms your existing financial self concept. This filtering system explains why two people can attend the same networking event and walk away with completely different experiences. One person sees potential business partners and investment opportunities, while the other notices only risks and reasons why things won't work. Their brains are processing the same environment through different financial identity filters. The person with a limited financial identity will unconsciously focus on conversations and connections that reinforce their current economic status. Here's where it gets psychologically complex. When you start earning significantly more money than your identity allows, your brain triggers uncomfortable feelings that most people interpret as guilt or imposter syndrome. These feelings aren't character flaws or moral issues. They're your brain's alarm system warning you that you're operating outside your established identity parameters. Your subconscious mind interprets financial growth as a threat to your sense of self and responds by generating anxiety, self-doubt, and elaborate justifications for returning to familiar territory. Your brain becomes incredibly creative at disguising self-sabotage as wisdom. It will generate rational sounding reasons for avoiding higher impact opportunities, making you feel like you're being practical or staying humble. You'll find yourself turning down promotions because they seem too stressful, avoiding business ventures because they feel risky, or declining speaking opportunities because you're not ready. These aren't conscious decisions to remain poor. They're unconscious strategies to maintain your current financial identity. Traditional financial advice fails because it addresses external behaviors while leaving the internal identity programming completely unchanged. You can learn every investment strategy, master every budgeting technique, and develop perfect financial habits, but your subconscious mind will always find ways to return you to your financial comfort zone. It might sabotage your business at the moment it becomes profitable, cause you to make impulsive purchases that drain your savings, or generate health problems that require expensive treatment. Your brain is incredibly resourceful at maintaining your current economic status. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between good change and bad change. It simply resists deviation from your established patterns. Even when you consciously want more money, your unconscious programming works tirelessly to maintain your current financial reality. This internal conflict creates the frustrating experience of working hard toward financial goals while feeling like you're fighting against yourself every step of the way. The breakthrough comes when you understand that rewiring your financial identity requires strategic disappearance from your current self-concept. You cannot add wealthy behaviors to a poor identity and expect lasting change. You must create space for a new financial identity to emerge naturally. This means consciously releasing the comfortable stories, habits, and self-concepts that have kept you financially limited. Real transformation happens when you stop trying to improve who you are and start strategically disappearing from who you've been. The secret to attracting wealth fast isn't about learning new strategies or adding more financial behaviors to your routine. It's about creating a vacuum where your old financial identity used to be and allowing your wealthy self to emerge naturally. You cannot build lasting wealth by layering rich habits onto a poor identity. Your transformation begins the moment you stop trying to add wealthy behaviors to a limited self-concept and start strategically disappearing from the person who struggles with money. The question isn't what you need to do differently tomorrow, it's who you need to stop being today.